Hello and welcome back to Tradie Business School, the podcast where we have real conversations and share practical tips on how you can run your trades or general contracting business more profitably and more enjoyably. I'm here today to complete the mini-series that Barry and I have been recording that is linked to the Path to Freedom, this book. If you haven't already got a copy, then get a copy. Get it off Amazon and we'll pop a link somewhere below. Now, it is part of the mini-series that we have been recording that is step-by-step through each of the chapters in the book. Now, this session is going to be around your team. It follows directly on from hiring, and I do encourage you, wherever you are, that if this is the first episode that you have joined us, then please go back and find the earlier episodes where we start with vision, mission, values, and so on. They are the Path to Freedom mini-series. And yes, within our podcast, we do have well over 50 or so episodes at the time of recording this one, and the mini-series is part of that. So your team follows on from hiring. So if you haven't listened to that one, at least listen to that one as well. We're going to be talking about how to build a strong culture and why your business cannot grow without a great culture. Now, once you have worked out the hiring and how to attract A-player staff, which is bringing new team members into your business, it may be bringing new team members in to create and fill new roles as you grow and expand, or you may be replacing people that have decided to leave, or you have exited from the business for some reason. Once you have worked out and you are attracting people into your business, then it's all about retention and building your team so people want to stay and play. This is where the conversation, it gets fun. We start talking about culture and why people would want to stay, the secret of motivating your staff. You know, the real reason people leave, and here's a tip, it's not just about money. You know, people leave people. Have you ever heard the saying that people leave bosses, not jobs? So people will stay in jobs that they love, but they'll leave people. The culture is not one that they're connected with or that inspires them or gives them some kind of fulfillment or meaning, then they will not stay. And, you know, people are not going to apply for a job and say, hey, we're going to offer you great money and it's going to be, shit work and we're horrible to work with and you're going to work long hours and never get any, never get even a pat on the back for it. They're not going to apply for that. So culture is critical. And I see it time and time again where I see it with trades businesses all the time. They'll pop out, and you might have seen this on Facebook or anywhere. It's like, we're hiring and you've got to be trustworthy and reliable and all of the, insert a whole lot of rules here about what people must do to comply to work for you. Now, think about that for a moment from a perspective of motivating your team and building a culture. What's that saying about what it's like to work for you and your business in those first few sentences about got to be trustworthy and reliable and honest and work with integrity and all of those things? It says a lot around, well, there's maybe mistrust, or there's a lot of rules around working here. And I'm not for a second saying that those things are not important. Yeah, being reliable, showing up and doing what you say you're going to do, being honest and trustworthy and behaving with integrity and behaving in a way that's aligned with the business values is super important. However, if you're marketing your business and talking to those things first, then it's unlikely you're going to be attracting the best people. Now, culture. Culture is the vibe, the feeling of your business, what it's like for the people in your business. You know, it's not just about hiring a bunch of great people and taking your hands off the wheel. Like, I've done the hiring, here's your job, off you go. Your culture is about actively building a tribe. It's kind of like a second family. It's about creating a team that has your back and a team that knows that you have their back, regardless of wherever the business is at. When things are going well, it's all very well for people to be all there and this is fantastic. It's when things are not going so well which is inevitable. Challenges always come up in business. So how do people roll in? How do they show up then? What are their true colors then? That's what counts as well. And how do you, as a business, and how do you have each other's backs? That is culture as well. Your business's ability to thrive and to grow depends on the people that you gather around you to perform the roles that you don't have time or the experience for. So, in the early days in a business, it's not uncommon at all for a business owner to be wearing all the hats and doing everything. However, there will be areas of expertise that you as a business owner have, and areas that you really are big stretches for you, or you might just be downright terrible at them, or you just don't want anything to do with them because it's just not what you would like to do. And there are other people that will enjoy doing those things. So believe it or not, there are people out there that love doing process and following invoicing and following up things like that. They love doing that stuff. So hire those people for your business. You don't need to do all of that. Even the best people, though, need motivation. And how do you make them stay 100% dedicated to the role? How do you make them want to stay in your business? In a nutshell, it's culture. It's culture. And I know for many, you think, that culture's a fluffy thing, or, no, we've got a great culture. We will sometimes go for a beer on a Friday, or I'll shout them lunch on, Wednesdays. We get some food in. We've got a great culture. Yes, those things may motivate and may be enjoyed and create great moments, and keep doing them by all means. Yet culture is more than that. Culture creates that spark that makes your team want to show up. It makes them excited to work hard. It makes them productive, happy, loyal employees. It keeps your business and keeps them working, keeps your business running, and it keeps them working to the same or better standards, even when you're not there. Your culture is not just about how your employees behave and show up when you're watching. Your culture is how they behave and show up when you are not watching. And in fact, that is more evidence of your culture than how they show up when you're there. And you think about, these are often the unwritten ground rules. Have you ever worked anywhere or noticed this before, where it's like, the boss is coming in and everyone behaves in a certain way, and the moment they leave, it's like, we can do this, and this. Or, what they say on the list of instructions or the process to do this, yet we all do it this way. Or the water cooler talk, or, the smoko break, or whatever it is that happens. What actually happens, or what gets said then, that is all reflective of what your culture actually is, not just when things are rosy. So, that's culture. So the culture is the beating heart of your business. If you've not yet listened to Vision, Mission and Values in those first 3 episodes of this mini-series, then I really would encourage you to stop and go back there now. Your vision and your mission and your values are what form your culture. There is a reason that we've done these episodes in this order. There is a reason that we start with vision, mission and values, and that is because everything that comes after hinges off those. Culture takes work. I was speaking to somebody the other day, and I said, culture is like a garden. You don't just turn up as thinking even through landscaping. You don't just turn up and plant the plants and lay the turf and throw some fertilizer out and water it and then walk away and never tend to it again. What happens when that happens? Either, the turf won't take and it'll die. Your plants will start turning yellow, or, they're missing nutrients. Weeds will start taking over where things become weaker, and the gaps and the things that are not looked after. And that becomes the culture. Weeds will grow if you don't tend to it like a garden. It is not something that you set and forget and you have a yearly meeting, or you go on a team building exercise, or once a month you go to, you get lunch. That is not culture. It takes work. Why is this important now more than ever? People are leaving jobs not just for money. And I know that probably at the time of recording of this, we're still in a labour shortage. And I know that's global. I know it's really prevalent here in Australia. It is harder and harder, and there are less and less people. Borders are opening up again, those sorts of things. We do have a labour shortage. There is a shortage of skilled labour. So gone are the days of all the employees flocking to you going, please, can I work for you? One, you've got to market to them, and the only thing you can market to them for is culture, is culture. Yes, they will be attracted by remuneration. That is a key part of the equation. Yet they will be attracted to your business and they will stay. And you want them to stay and play once they're there. People are moving jobs or staying in jobs because of culture, fulfillment, and meaning. They're staying for people as much as, if not more than money. The real reason that people will leave a job and that your retention rate will plummet is not just about money. It is around the connection that they have in their needs being met. So I'll ask you this. Do you know what the goals are of each of your staff members? Do you know what their goals are? Do you know what they want in life? Do you know what matters to them? Do you know where they see themselves in 5 years? Do you know what they worry about? How do they like to be recognised? What motivates them? Thinking through their personality styles and traits, or even the love languages. There's a book called The 5 Love Languages, which, yes, is targeted at people in relationships. However, in looking at that, you can start thinking about what would motivate or help connect and make a person feel valued. Is it small, acts of kindness? Is it quality conversation and connection? Is it, gifts and little things, just those moments of recognition? What motivates them and makes them feel noticed and seen and heard? Because as human beings, we all need and want to feel seen and heard. Now, you've heard us talking about this in the previous episode. Barry and I were talking about the 6 core needs. Now, Tony Robbins talks about these, developed, and he noticed these over many, many years, the 6 core needs that drive human beings. And these are the reasons that people stay and play. Not solely the only reasons, but some of the core reasons. So the need for certainty, which in other words is stability, security, knowing what's coming next and feeling very safe and secure and all of that. The need for certainty and stability. Many people are very much driven by that as a core need, and some more than others. The need for variety, also known as adventure or challenge. So things to be changing, new, different challenges, those sorts of things. Very, very common in entrepreneurs, business owners, the need for variety or it's like adventure, challenge, those sorts of things. Distracted by the shiny object, coming up with great ideas, seeing I can start this and get it going, but then not maintaining it. It's like, I've got this great idea, and in they come and start all this stuff up, put a huge amount of energy into it, and then run on to the next idea and leave everyone else to try to keep it running behind the scenes. The need for variety and adventure. Really important. The need for significance, also known as feeling important. And we all are driven by a need to feel significant, some more than others. Being noticed, being seen, being recognized, really important. The need for love and connection. Being connected and feeling part of a team, about being connected with other human beings, this is where the social things come in, people talking, those sorts of things, really, really important. Someone with a very, very high need and core need for connection would look at you in horror if you told them to go and work from home for the entire week alone. They'll freak out going, I need to talk to people. They're probably the people that want to call you all the time and talk to you and want to talk. Very strong need for connection. Really important that all of these needs are met in some way in your business. People will leave jobs that do not meet these 6 core needs. Now, I've only mentioned 4, certainty, variety, significance, and connection. The other 2 are slightly more spiritual, which is the need for contribution and the need for growth. So contribution is to something bigger than ourselves, and growth is that learning and growth, which are a core in all of us. Thinking about those. But if you fulfill, as an employee, you fulfill these needs at work, then people will stay and play. It is not always about the money. So think of ways that you can do this. It may be for certainty that you're building and sharing with people what comes next. You've got systems and processes. You're talking through, and you've got regular meetings, regular structures, so there's no surprises. People have a degree of predictability. They will need that. The need for variety and adventure. Notice those that need a challenge. Set them, change things up a little bit, or give them a task that's something new that they can really think about that's out of the norm. Even send them out to a different job site, or just do something like that. Meet their need like that. The need for significance. Have some kind of awards thing. Have people recognizing each other. Go up and pat someone on the back and say, hey, I noticed you did this today. Call people for how they have successfully demonstrated living of values. This is an amazing way to bring culture to life in your business, is recognizing people for demonstrating the values that you want them to live and fulfill in your business. And connection, so you can have these social occasions, connections, and give people a few moments to be heard and spoken to. So think about these things. This is all around team, around culture. Think about these core needs in your business and how you're bringing those to life in your day-to-day operations, in the weekly meetings that you're having with your team, talking and connecting with them. Build your culture, focus on that. Market your culture to attract people, and they will stay and play, and you will attract A-player staff. So that's pretty much it. If you have if you have loved this episode, then give us a comment below, share it. Please come along and jump into our free group, Tradies and General Contractors Global. We do our live trainings. There are free resources in there. You can ask questions. There are many, many other similar people to you in there with similar questions, problems, issues, wants, needs. Come along, join, meet your need for connection with others. Stop doing business alone, jump on into the community. We'd love to have you there. And I will see you all on the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. Always a privilege to have you lend us your ear. We very much love doing these episodes. So until the next episode, bye for now.